Hey, I have nothing else to do for the next 40 minutes, and no matter what I do, I cannot wrangle this little dog beast, also known as Cashew, out from beneath my bed, and it's driving me literally crazy. So, I have this bed that we bought at some thrift store, because, trying to save money. And anyway, the bottom bit is like really small, so like basically, Cashew, even though she's kind of chubby, manages to like do like an army crawl underneath the bed, and it's impossible to get her out because the bed is too heavy to move, and this beast of a dog has decided she's going all the way to the backest, middlest corner of this heavy ass California king size bed that I can't possibly move. And she's terrified of fireworks, and of course, all my neighbors is like, it's not 4th of July yet, but better test the fireworks. Oh, they're still testing them. It's 11:30 at fucking night. What the hell are you testing your fireworks in the middle of dry ass California? Ugh. So, yes, that's exactly what's driving me crazy right now. Can't get this dog out. I can't go to sleep because the dog hasn't been out, and I know her, and I feel bad that her bladder might burst or something, and then, a medical condition will come of this. What will I do? I don't know. Can't move the bed. Can't get the dog. Dog is, duh. This dog is driving me crazy. Can't lure her out with food, too. Okay? Hi, Anno. Anyway, yes. The dog is clever enough to know. She's learned all the tricks. All right, I've tried. I can't trick this dog. This dog, like, she'll figure out what your game is so quickly. So, like, originally I would try, like, treats. That doesn't fucking work. So then you move on to people food. That doesn't fucking work. So then I occasionally tried to knock on the door, like, she'll go running if she thinks someone's at the door, to bark at them. She's a dog. But now she knows when I'm trying to trick her, and now that doesn't work. So then I used to try poking her with a broom, and that would kind of make her move. Now she takes the poke, she doesn't give crap. Now, and even more so, she has now figured out how to wedge herself in such an angle that there's like no possible way to like push her because like there's these little beams in the middle of the bed, so she knows how to like just angle her body just right. So there's like I can't play this impossible pool game. It's like a pool cue trying to get the dog out of the freaking bed. She won't move. Ah, it's driving me nuts. I'm also really hungry, but I shouldn't eat more. It's really one of these things where it's like, you shouldn't be eating so much at night, but I want to. Hello, Robert. I hope you are doing well. But kind of want to eat, but I shouldn't. I don't know about you guys, but like, when I eat too late, I get insomnia, which is like, I'll eat a lot, I'll fall asleep, but in about 2 hours, I'll wake up and I won't be able to go back to sleep. That's how my insomnia works. My insomnia works like in that sense. When I try to tell people I have insomnia, it's not that I don't fall asleep. I fall asleep actually all right. It's that I won't stay asleep. But right now, I'm getting a little sleepy, but I'm trying to stay up because I want to watch the first episode of Stranger Things, which is going to go live in 30 minutes. Anyway, I suppose that my title said something about Ariel and the Little Mermaid, which I hope that people aren't expecting me to bitch about it, except the fact that there even is a live action Little Mermaid pisses me off, regardless. Everybody's like, oh my god, they casted a black chick. I mean, I wasn't that surprised. I thought it was going to be Zendaya, but I guess Zendaya's a little older for that. I'm blessed to be here, especially since Facebook. Oh, yeah, that's right. There was a bunch of like mishaps this morning with Facebook and Instagram. I was actually thinking the same thing. So I get up this morning. I thought it was my internet because I'm like, I'm an obnoxious Facebook addict. It's the worst. Facebook is both like a terrible, terrible app, but yet I'm hard to it. So the first thing I do in the morning is I wake up and I'm like scrolling because I want to see what the hell the rest of the world is up to and who's doing better than I am so that I could like sulk. But no, I'm scrolling through Facebook and I notice like, I'm like, huh, none of the pictures seem to be loading. Well, that's a little peculiar, don't you think? So yeah, I noticed something was up and then I try to go on like, I mean, I don't usually go on Instagram, but I think I checked Instagram for some reason. I forgot who I was stalking on Instagram, but I like went to go look and that wasn't loading either, and I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to update my stupid app or something, or maybe it's like the internet's being stupid. It was neither. It was the actual like website. How bizarre. So yeah, back to my aerial rant. I was blocked over 3 weeks ago. What did you do? What mischief and chaos were you up to, Mr. Robert? That got you blocked from Facebook? No clue. Well, funny enough, I'm not getting blocked. I got blocked from for like 24. I got a 24-hour ban, like a Shiba Inu forum on Facebook. They won't even tell you. That's weird. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I got a 24-hour ban from Shiba Inu forum, and you'd be like, I don't know why, but it, like pissed me off to Kingdom Come. I was so flipping mad about it. So I'm like, all right, why did I get a ban? It's because, uh, so some person was like, they were doing like let's show your Shiba Inu mixes on Facebook. Everybody share on the Shiba Inu page. Some of these people on the Shiba Inu page are like, well, let's just say like they're borderlining eugenics when it comes to Shiba Inu. It's like, oh, you like if your breed isn't absolutely like the most perfect picturesque breed, then it's like send it to the gas chamber. Okay, I wish I was exaggerating, but it's like that's what it sounds like. For using a heart emoji. That's sexual harassment now, Robert. All right, can't be tolerated. Anyway, so the what was I saying? I was talking about yes, the ban on the Shiba Inu forum. So somebody shared a picture of a Shiba Inu beagle mix, and I thought it was cute because I used to have a beagle. I don't know if you guys remember, like probably not, but like a really really long time ago, in old ancient YouTube days, um, I would sometimes show my beagle Fernando. God rest his soul. But Fernando was such a dick, lovable dick, but he was such a dick. Anyway, so we had this beagle, and yes, Fernando, exactly. We had this beagle, and so I have good fond memories of having a beagle. And yeah, he was named after Saint Fernando. Apparently, when he was born, kind of one of those. He was born dead, or he wasn't breathing. So they kind of massaged him, his little heart, like they just repumped it, and he took a little howl, and he suddenly was alive. And because he was born on the day of Saint Fernando, so that's why his name is Fernando, or at least it was. Oh, Fernando. Like who names a dog Fernando? But yeah, we had a dog named Fernando. Um, and anyway, so back to my see, I'm always off topic. Back to the Shiba Inu banning forum page. So some lady puts a picture up of her, cute little Shiba Inu, and sure enough, one of these fucking eugenics Shiba Inu Nazi enthusiasts is like, how basically like goes on like a rant about how dare they even breed this thing into existence, because if you mix a Shiba Inu, you're just like destroying the majesty of the beauty of the breed with some cumbersome mutt, such as a beagle. I thought the puppy was cute. So anyway, I replied to the guy basically where I put like, at, I think his name was Sandro. At Sandro. Shut up, Sandro. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And you know what? Apparently, that was bullying and hate speech. Oh, I'm sorry. The motherfucker goes on a eugenics rant about why they should kill her dog, and I tell him to shut up, and I'm the bully? Ah! Anyway, so I got a 24-hour ban, and I was so pissed. I mean, it's stupid. I'm barely on that forum. Like, so 24 hours means nothing to me. But man, was I pissed off. It really was like bothering the shit out of me. So, yeah, that's what my rant about the fucking Shiba Inu forum ban was about. So as for you, Robert, I don't know why you got banned. It's probably for being too damn sexy, okay? I have to just, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. So yeah, my point here is I'm gonna be on here for the next 30 minutes, or until I can coerce that asshole dog out, which isn't gonna happen. Lol, I reported someone once for hating on a friend and I got blocked. Well, it was probably karma, Robert. What did you do in your last life? I don't know. Um, yeah, but I've got 30 minutes to kill until Stranger Things goes season 3 goes live on Netflix. And then I plan not to sleep. No, I'm lying. I said I'm gonna do one episode and then I'll keep, I'll continue tomorrow. But no, I'm lying. I'm gonna keep going. I'll go through the night. That's what I did with Chernobyl. Like I was like, oh, I'll just watch one episode of Chernobyl, and then it was like the whole thing, except for that dog episode. I don't know if you guys have seen Chernobyl. There's like a pretty gruesome episode having to do with dogs. Let's just say I kind of skipped chunks of that because I can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm just like right now, I don't know if it's all the breast milking hormones or some shit that's happening in me, but I am like super duper sensitive to animal abuse. I mean, I guess I've always been sensitive to animal abuse, but super sensitive to that, and I'm super sensitive to anything that like children, like any kind of child screaming or crying. Sometimes I don't know if you guys know this, but here is like an effed up thing to know about if you ever breastfeed. So if you're ever breastfeeding and you hear a kid crying, like some random kid crying, usually yours though, your like boobs shoot like milk like a frick of fountain. Like, oh fuck! Hey, grass officer, how are you doing? Anyway, so when you're breastfeeding, you gotta avoid other people's crying kids, because, like I say, you know what it kind of looks like. You guys ever watch Katy Perry's video, like a fire, like was it fireworks? And she's got like that bra that's shooting off fireworks. Imagine that, but milk, and it's not nearly as fun. Do you watch MMA? I do. Like, I don't keep up with this like specific sport. Like, I can't tell you what's happening where and who's fighting who, except for McGregor being such a dick man. But anyway, I mean, I like watching. I follow Joe Rogan, and so I know he's really into MMA. So via proxy, I know a bit about MMA. So there you go. I do like. I mean, I like it better than like boxing. I think MMA is really interesting. Good thing. So yeah. So it is crazy. So I don't know. Why didn't you record conceiving your child with your German husband? Oh, how do you know I didn't? All right. How do you know I didn't? It was a really unsexy story anyway, conception, because my child was like a planned child. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but you spend your whole freaking life like trying not to get pregnant because you're told your whole life like, oh, everything's gonna make you pregnant, you gotta be pregnant, and so we tried. Then we tried to actually have a baby, and it took like more than a year to finally get there, and it like was not sexy because you're like on like a weird clock. So like that's how ovulations work. Ovulations are only like 12 to 24 hours. Some biology lesson for you people if you don't know. So when it was time to go, it was time to go. So it was not romantic at all. You gotta get the job done situation. I can tell you that I did that thing where you have your legs up against the wall and you kind of like slide them like upside because you're upside down kind of to help gravity. You have to have gravity aid you in your conception. But it did the job because 9 months later Blake came. Pregnancy sucks, by the way. Shittest thing ever. Plan on not having other children, just in case anyone's wondering. My butt is going numb. I guess because I'm sitting like on the chair completely wrong. That is not the correct way to sit on a chair. I have this nice fluffy freaking bottom cushion. I'm like, you know what feels good? So, talk about the Dem debates. I actually like didn't watch much of them. Okay, the Dem debates. I kind of hate them all. I mean, I really hate Trump too, but I guess I hate some less than the politicians. Have you guys ever met a politician in real life? I have. There's like a kind of soullessness to them. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's really true. Every politician I've ever met, like in real life, and I'm friends with a lot of actors, so I know when people are like, feeling, you have to be disingenuous or genuine or act genuine about a certain thing. I just find a bit of Politician with nose, get out. Yeah, but I know it sounds a bit ridiculous, but it's like I get like a bad vibe always from every politician I've ever met. Yeah, I know. But I'm saying it's not even, there's not a single one I've met that I've been like, oh, but they sound like they feel legitimate, and I like they always have like this really like what's that movie, Stepford Wives. Okay, every politician I've ever met, which has usually been men but a couple women, they have this Stepford Wives air to them. Like the smile feels just a little too perfect, and the way they hold themselves is just a little too right, and just, but it feels like something's cracking, like it's not human. So maybe it's true that we are really just, ruled by lizard people. But yeah, so if we talk about the Democratic debates, I don't know what to say. I guess uh, I don't know who I'm voting for of them. I hate Joe Biden. I think he's just like Hillary 2.0. Bernie is just 1,000 years old. Camilla Harris, she's a fucking liar, and she's got her own baggage of bullshittery. I mean, she was part of the Justice Department. The Justice Department, no, she was a prosecutor, right? She was like a lead prosecutor, or like, anyway, she did some shady shit in her day about, like, trying to get people like to stay in prison, even though they were innocent. Yeah. Oh yes, I am in the States now. I am going back to England in a couple of weeks, and I can't vote third party either. I also feel like it's still like, it's come miendería. If you guys don't know what that means, it's like shit eateries. Like there's no point. Uh, I mean, it's not to say not to vote. You should vote, but I don't do this and think like, oh yes, this is gonna be my guy or woman. But it's just not the case. Um, I mean, I probably will vote Democrat because I just find Trump just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'll say this about Trump. There's been at least a couple things that he does. I don't think he's like pure evil like people think he is. I think he's a fucking idiot, and his ego gets the best of him to like the detriment of the United States. Uh, Caffeine, I'm not an idiot. Third party never wins anything, but you don't sacrifice your soul. Yeah, I suppose, but I also like, sometimes I am of the belief that, if too much goes to the third party, then you end up like shooting yourself in the foot anyway. Were there any candidates that caught your attention? I guess. Okay. So what's his name? Yang Gang. Well, his name's not Yang Gang, but his group is called the Yang Gang, right? Okay. So like they did that whole thing about universal income. Why are you still up? Because I don't want to go to bed yet. Oh, I'll tell you why I'm still up. I said it earlier. I'm waiting another 20 minutes until Stranger Things season 3 goes live, and then I will watch at least the first episode. And I've been trying to corral my asshole dog from underneath the bed to go for a walk, which she refuses to do because there's idiots freaking deciding that they're gonna test their fireworks at 11:45 at night. I'm currently in California, but yeah, and I'm coming back to California, so I'm going to England, and I'll be there for a monthish. I'm also going to Germany while I'm there. My brother-in-law's getting married, so, and I have just a shit ton of stuff to do. There's like it's not past midnight yet, not in California. It's 11:42, so I gotta wait till midnight because they release it on PST time, Pacific Standard Time. It's usually always Eastern, so it's like this one they're like, you gotta wait for the Californians before all the spoilers go live, and there's gonna be a million of them. That's what always used to happen with me on Game of Thrones. I had to always avoid freaking Twitter and Facebook. It's past midnight in Colorado. I know it is. California is the last. No, Hawaii is the last place to get. Is it? Is Hawaii the last place to get? Like where it's it's the latest. I'm wondering where does the median start? I have to like pull up my like world map. I used to have this cool world map in like my closet as a kid, and I would put pins in the places I wanted to go to. What's in 142? You're so lucky where you live, California. I'm in Los Angeles, my friends, because I am pursuing the career in the filmmaking industry. Oh, man. I don't know if I ever. I don't mention it too much, but sometimes I do. So Bastian, my husband, he's like insanely into conspiracy theories, and so he's totally one of these who thinks like Hollywood is filled with like Illuminati and stuff like that. And they all do like crazy child sacrifices and stuff. So I have to apparently be careful. Did you hear the fireworks? Yes. I mean, right now, not so much. I think they stopped. But they kept sending them off like so much so. Every time I was almost about to corral Cashew out from underneath the freaking bed, some asshat would set off another fucking firecracker. Firecrackers suck. They're the shittest of fireworks. Don't even bother. Sparklers are more interesting. It just makes a big popping noise that annoys everybody because it just boom. Oh, you want your ears to ring? Boom. You want to just like have a tiny little fucking baby dynamite stick go off that echoes all over the place. It sets off car alarms and occasionally takes off a finger. Friendship with a political scientist allowed me to adopt mindset that allows for a broad understanding and, more importantly, increased faith that it will work out. Thank you. You know, I am trying to be positive. I think positivity is a very important thing. I think there's too many people who are into that nihilistic view of the world, and I don't go with that. There's plenty, like my life, as much as things sometimes go wrong. There's another firework. You son of a whore. Ooh, anyway, as I was saying, nihilistic view. Uh, Even though a lot of nihilistic things, people have this nihilistic view of the world, I can't because my life has actually been great. Like things don't always go right, and sometimes things frustrate the ever living fuck out of me. But I have a wonderful life. With the exception of my hair texture, it's absolutely horrible. I hate it. I think I'm gonna cut it short. It reminds me of living in the South Texas. Christmas, New Year's, the 4th, all week long. I was addicted to those books from those tiny sticks. Ah, yes, those books are. Yeah, yeah, I remember. Back when kids could use fireworks, and not now. I mean, they don't even let adults use fireworks. It's like banned in so many places. I was told, apparently, it's banned in the city where I live in, or at least this area, which is Eagle Rock. I'm close to Eagle Rock and Glassell Park. Um, Hello, big dicks. Ew. What are we talking about? What ewed you? Is it my face? It's that sleepy look I always have. People always tell me I look drunk. I'm not. I have very deep set eyes and very dark circles under them, all right? Sorry, it's an ethnic thing. That's like my one handful of ethnic features I have, and one of them is that. It's that eternal sleepy look. We sometimes have it. God, I really want to eat. Don't eat, Stephanie. Whatever you do. Don't do it. You're gonna regret it. I already had 3 Hershey's Kisses. Actually, I'm lying. I had about 23 Hershey's Kisses. But earlier. I had 3 recently. So, anyway, you're pretty. Don't believe what people say about you. Well, I was being facetious. I mean, some people call me ugly, but that's okay. Um, it's alright. I don't think I'm ugly. I mean, I've seen way uglier people in real life. God damn. Don't worry about it. I mean, I'm not some type of egomaniac. I mean, my face is alright. My body could use some help right now, but you know what? I had a baby, so it's a little bit hard. I definitely got the good old stretch marks on the tummy. You know, good old Blake bakes. Baking that Blake fucking did a number on me. My boobs will never be the same. It's alright though. Unfortunately, they do occasionally like just swell up to some ridiculous amount. Some cities in Colorado canceled the fireworks show due to the constant wildfire threats. We're not currently in a drought, but that can change quickly. Yeah, no, I totally believe that. You know, being in California where I am now, it's apparently a thing. See, I'm originally from Florida where it wasn't a thing because in Florida it rains every fucking day. It like rained out like 1/3 of all the 4th of Julys of my entire childhood were rained out because like it's Florida and the summer is the friggin' wet season and there's always like mini hurricanes every hour upon the hour. Should make it like we should. You know, you ever go to the Rainforest Cafe? Have any of you guys ever been to that kitschy ass restaurant, the Rainforest Cafe? You know what? I don't care how kitschy it is. I fucking love the Rainforest Cafe. I can't wait to take Blake because he really enjoyed it as a kid. But I remember the Rainforest Cafe, they would have their own little mini thunderstorm inside the cafe, like every like 15 or 20 minutes. Like, oh, the thunderstorm starts. And it's like, oh, isn't it cute? A thunderstorm. Oh my God, kids. No, I lived that. That was my life. Like, fucking Miami thunderstorms are no joke. They're just like, I'd be stuck in traffic sometimes and like they'd hit you. Like, I heard people in California can't drive in the rain. But people in Florida, man, the storms we get, it's like you can't see like 2 inches in front of you. Assholes, put your hazard lights on. You're not supposed to put your hazard lights on. Okay, that's the rule. Don't do it. You're so bored. I'm sorry. I'm boring you. What should I do? Should I do a little jig? Sorry. Nah, I can't help. Oh, some other asshole set up the fireworks again. I could fucking murder them. You know, I'm so screwed with this dog. I hope Bosley comes back and he deals with it. Normally, like before, I used to be able to just like grab her and pull her out, but she's just, like I said, because she's a clever dog. She's figured out exactly where to go underneath the bed where I can't possibly pull her out. She's so far in, and of course I'm an asshat that decided I really needed a California King. So the bed is like so big that it's like I can't fucking get her. But I'm glad I got the California King because Blake is at the age now where she's doing bedroom gymnastics, which essentially is she like just moves all over the bed during sleep. She's like roll, tumble, tumble, tumble. Raining at night can be a bit rough when I'm tired. Okay, like I like the sound of rain at night. I do find it quite soothing. The same with lightning and thunder. You know, when I was a kid and they were, the girls would scream in my class from the thunder. And the one boy, there was always one boy who would scream during like, the lightning and thunder, like I used to get really annoyed with that. Or scream with them because I thought it was fun to scream and you had an excuse. It's like, oh, we're in school and there's thunder. Let's all scream. But not out of fear, just out of, the need to let out stuff. She's a Shiba Inu, right? Yes. Yes, she's a Shiba Inu. Stubborn asshole. The thing is, like, she hasn't. I should have taken her for an afternoon walk. Lesson learned tomorrow, especially. Take her out in the morning and take her out like at 5 o'clock because this asshat of a dog is not gonna go out. The thing is, she's gonna wake up at 5 in the fucking morning to wake me up because that's what she does. She's a jerk, but I love her even though she's my jerk. And okay, so the people who live upstairs are the loudest motherfuckers in the world. Like, and they're also nocturnal because they are not home all day. During the day, it's super quiet, but during night, they rearrange the furniture. I don't know why, but they do. They also take showers at like 3 in the morning. So I've gone like I went up there once at 2 in the morning because I was like I heard like just the sound of like clanging, you know when you're moving your sofa, like it sounded like that but nonstop. So I was like, what the fuck is going on up there? So like I was like, oh, I can't sleep. This is driving me nuts. So I climb my ass upstairs and I knock on the door and this chick opens and when everybody's high. But it's California. Everybody's fucking high all the time. So what difference does it make? This entire building is high except me. I can't smoke because I'm breastfeeding. So I asked them. I go, hi, are you guys moving furniture? And straight face the girl's like, yes. Like it's 2 in the fucking morning. I didn't say anything. She says like, yes. Sorry. I'm like, okay. And then I went downstairs and went back to sleep and they kind of quieted down. But they still do it. So they are moving the furniture around. Legal here, but have yet to smoke that. I used to be kind of a pothead, in my early 20s. I find that I don't really have time to like weed is like a little bit of an event now, like because I haven't done a lot. So if I smoke, I'm not gonna be able to do anything else all day, or for a while, and I just don't have the time in my schedule just to put weed time in. Not that, like I said, not that I can right now anyway, but especially even let's imagine I could smoke because it didn't affect your lactation, booby milk. Blake is such a full-time job that would be really, really difficult. I've never had the desire to smoke it. I mean, I enjoy it, but there's when people say there's no adverse effects and it's just perfect angels and everything's great and it's even good for you, that's a fucking lie. All right, look, weed if you take it too much, like you eat chocolate cookies too much, it's not great for you, okay? I enjoy a good chocolate cookie as much as the next guy. In fact, I have an unopened pack of Toll House cookie dough in my fridge right now. Why am I thinking? Because I'm hungry. Anyway, but my point is, I shouldn't eat fucking 28 cookies right now with a cold glass of milk. No. No, 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 no. You have to preheat the oven. I don't have time for that. Absolutely not. No cookies for you, Stephanie. It was a summer between the 5th and 6th grade when I started smoking cigarettes. I'll tell you the story of like my first cigarette ever. I think I haven't smoked, if I had to count, I think I maybe have smoked 15 cigarettes in my life. About 15. Oh, I see. But I remember the first time I tried a cigarette. My best friend at the time, yeah, cookie dough is fucking good. He was a bit of a smoker. He wasn't a bit of a smoker. I think he's still a smoker. He offered me a cigarette. He's like, "You want to try one?" You know, we were in high school because that's what we do in high school. And I tried it, and I was like, "Wow, it tastes like somebody lit a pine cone on fire, and I'm tasting that." So, needless to say, I found it gross and horrible, and it makes you smell, and it's just like, ugh. At least weed, I find the smell, alluring. I enjoy it. Thank God I do, because the guy next door to me is such a fucking pothead that it just, the musk just sticks to the walls. We used to get a pack each and then be gone in an hour. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not. See, in England, everybody smokes. I was one of the few people who didn't. Like, the majority of my friends do smoke. I remember because it used to really annoy me that, like, so I have a back patio in the back of my house. And it was always covered in cigarette butts. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't smoke, and this is my house. How the hell's that happening? Because all my friends would come over and then they would smoke back there. But I guess it's nice that I had enough friends to come over. It's hard to make friends in Los Angeles. I mean, I have some friends out here, I'm not gonna lie. But I haven't gotten a car yet, which means it's been a bit of a bitch. Because unlike Brighton, where I can walk really, really easily around, around here it's a pain in the ass. Everyone in Russia also smokes? Yeah, I'm sure. Germany, too, they did. Oh my god, the country that I remember, like, the smoking was insane was Spain. Spain, I remember, they still smoked in the nightclubs. Apparently, there's some fucking EU law that says you shouldn't, but Spain don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever, you're not gonna stop a Spanish person from having a fucking cigarette in a nightclub. It was horrible. I was like, I was dying. I was like, oh my god, I'm having fucking asthma attack in here. I can't drink the fucking water because it's got like salt in it, and they're gonna charge me fucking €9 for a bottle of water. It's been hot as fuck in LA lately. Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. So when I got here, like it was cold. I mean, cold comparatively for Los Angeles. I was like, in like the 70s. It was kind of rainy, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I moved to California, and it's fucking rainy and cold. I just left England for the shit. But, don't eat the snacks. All right, so like I've been super lazy lately. Not lazy. I've just been, momming the whole time. And Blake's gotten to the. She went through a stage where she couldn't let me I couldn't leave her side, so it was kind of driving me nuts. So instead, I got these meal deliveries. Like I think it's called Freshly or something. Not Fresh Box and not the other one. Not Blue Apron. These ones are like fully made meals. All you got to do is pop them in the microwave, and they're actually really yummy. So I think I'm gonna keep ordering them. I tried them out for 2 weeks, and I was like, and Basti was like against it because it was like it uses a microwave, and Basti thinks the microwave is gonna zap all the nutrition out. So at least in Russia they don't smoke indoors. My asthma would have probably killed me. Oh yeah. I remember when I was living in Japan. In some places they still smoke indoors. I don't know if they still do, but there was a lot of restaurants where you could still smoke, and the bars you could still smoke, but they might be phasing that out. We brought snow from Canada to North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah. So, like in North Carolina, I don't know if I ever told you this, Robert. But like my like grandfather owns like a cabin in North Carolina, and apparently I have 4 acres of land that is being willed to me by my mom on some mountainside. in some picturesque area. So I was like, I'm tempted to build on it, but apparently I have to make it at least 1,200 square feet. That's like the rule of whatever land we're on. That's a lot of land. I don't need 1,200 square feet for freaking, what's it called? Like a summer home. I wanted to build a tiny house, you know? But no, I gotta build like 3 tiny houses and then attach them with some kind of intricate tube system. I'd about my apartment days. I do not understand that. Did I misinterpret that sentence completely? Oh God, I want to sleep. I can't. I mean, I should. We've had a record snowfall here. I've heard it's all crazy now. Open for skiing? What the fuck? Climate change, my friends. Total freakishness. I mean, I went skiing a couple times, and like the last time I went, it was I think my 30th birthday, and Basti's a good skier because he's German. Anyway, and I'm not because I'm Cuban, and Cubans aren't meant to ski. And I went skiing in the Alps. How picturesque and I got some lovely photos. But I busted my ass up and down those mountains, man. And it was terrifying, all right? I don't know how people do that shit for fun. Skiing is terrifying. Totally freaky. I've lived here for over 10 years. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And like a couple months ago, like, Florida's water turned freaky green. And they're like, oh, no, that's normal. That's normal. No, it's not normal, all right? In my 33 years of life, never has the fucking water turned green and killed all the fucking sea life. Green tide. Just by sheer coincidence, they have to dump a bunch of fucking pesticides into Lake Okeechobee, and it's like, yeah, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Fucking, what's that sugar baron that's like runs half of fucking, like, the cane family? No, not cane, that's too obvious, sugar cane. Alright, so there's a family of like, they're borderline mafioso types, who run a lot of sugar plantations, essentially, in Florida. And they just bribe their way into fucking, destroying our ecosystem. God, what are their names? They're 2 brothers. Anyway, they're pieces of shit. So if they ever happen upon this video, I think you're pieces of shit. You won't. But just in case. Yeah, okay, so I'm glad you agree with me about the skiing being scary as fuck. Skiing is scary. It's a scary pastime. But when I was there, like, there's a video of me wiping out on YouTube, actually. I'm sure I edited it somewhere in one of my older videos. Me going, I was like telling Basti, I was like, Basti, I think I got it. All right, let's take some video of me skiing, and it'll be fun. And immediately I was like, woo, 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 wing. I was like, uh-oh, I've done a strange flip now. Meow, poof. Skis are terrible. Skiing you know what I like about skiing? I like the sledding that is right next to the ski places usually. Sledding is way more fun. When I was in the Alps, this is Kitzbühel in Austria, we went night sledding, which is fucking great, and also kind of a little bit terrifying. So night sledding, you're sledding down a mountain. I remember there was a dog running next to us. Like somebody somehow got their dog up that mountain because that dog was hauling ass down the mountain with all the sledders at night through a forest. It's snowing, so there's like you have to put your mask on because you don't want the snow getting all over your face. But at the same time, the mask is like halfway like sunglasses. Like it's the same kind of reflective feeling to it. So it's dark, and you've got that over you, and everybody around you is a drunk Russian, and so you're trying to get down, and everybody's like colliding into each other, like. And somebody takes out a fucking bottle of vodka and starts swigging it and passing it around. And anyway, that's fun. I enjoy that. I enjoy sledding. It's a bit terrifying, but in the right amount of terrifying. I can handle that amount of terrifying. But as much as I thought skiing was super scary, I'd probably do it again. I almost died last year because I wiped out and ended up rolling down a tree-covered hill. Fucking hell! Yeah, okay, let me tell you something. Skiing kills famous people, all right? Sonny Bono went out from skiing. Uh, Michael Schumacher, fucking famous Formula One racer, got hit by a skier. That guy is fucked. All right, he's not dead, but he is not, there anymore. So skiing is crazy dangerous, and people die all the fucking time. And there's also avalanches. Yeah, I know. I wear a helmet too. I think he was wearing a helmet actually, but somebody collided into him. So you're kind of fucked there. That's just it. That was my fear too. I'm going down that mountain and like I was like looking at little kids, like little 3-year olds, like pew, 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 like zooming past, and I'm like, oh god, I'm so not fucking good at this. I don't want to accidentally hit anybody. Whatever you do, Stephanie, leave yourself lots of space and don't hit a kid. All right, those things are expensive. Trust me, I know now. Hello, your son. Oh man. So that yeah, do not hit any children when going skiing. That's the moral of the story. Story. Enunciate. Man, okay. I think I'm almost at the point now where I see Stranger Things now should be on. What do I do about this dog though? I should just wait for Bossy to deal with it. That's what I usually do. But I have no idea when he's coming back. I hope he's doing okay. The helmet only does so much. My brother did hit a tree and collapsed along. Oh, I don't know how those kids go so fast. Kids go so fast because they're fearless. All right, I'll tell you something that I used to do as a kid. And now I look back and I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Crazy motherfucker. So my dad loves going to the beach. And I would go to the beach quite often with him. What you guys don't realize is all of Florida beaches are full of fucking sharks. All right? Yeah, they learned young, exactly. So, Florida beaches are full of sharks, but the sharks usually leave you the fuck alone, and that's not your problem. You never seen me do a live stream before? Yes, because I very rarely do them. But I'm too freaking lazy to edit a video right now, so I'm just gonna live stream this one. So, anyway, back to my sharky story about being on the beach. So, your bigger fear in Miami specifically, like certain other beaches are fucking super sharky, and yes, it is actually past my bedtime. I told you. No, I didn't tell you. I've been telling all the stream. I'm waiting for Stranger Things to come live, which it should be now. It's actually 5 minutes past it. And I'm trying to fight my dog to go outside for a walk, and she won't do it. Your bigger danger in Florida beaches is rip currents. And rip currents, they'll just like swing your ass right out. So, what you do is Miami Beach was where I realized that I was way too far from the shore. Oh yeah, I've ended up crazy far in the beach in the ocean. And I used to swim by myself, like which they don't recommend doing. But I was a fairly strong swimmer back in my day, so I used to just go. So I got caught up in a couple rip currents here and there. The trick of a rip current, of course, is just to swim this way. Don't swim against it. You got to swim alongside it until you can get out of it. So, yeah, I would end up like crazy far from shore by myself. Like my trick always used to be I didn't want to be the farthest one. Things were bumping my leg. Yep, that happens to you. I didn't want like that was always what I used. I was like, Stephanie, don't be the one farthest from the shore. And sometimes I'd still end up being the one farthest from the shore. I'm like, oh, there's no one farther back than me. Ah, damn, you're right about rip currents. I was nearly taken out twice. Once in Australia, once in Texas. Yeah, yeah. I got pulled out pretty far and then swam back. Because I used to be able to be all right with it. I mean, I don't know how strong that rip current was, but I've definitely gone through a couple of them. Um, and Brighton actually, that English Channel can get really really rough. I don't know about like every year somebody fucking dies. Actually, every year a couple of people die. Drunk swimmers. People get really wasted in Brighton. Famously so. It's insane how drunk they get. It's like, man, the Brits. Masterful drinkers they are. I mean, masterful drunks, really, because they're not masterful drinkers, or else they'd know how to hold their liquor, which none of them do. Not none of them, that's stereotyping. But some stereotypes are based on truth. So, there's a lot of drinking. And next to a beach, think of the scene from Jaws when they were wasted and like, let's go swimming. Let's go swimming and we're wasted. And there's that one guy, the guy in the beginning, he couldn't even get his fucking pants off, and that's how he lived. Meanwhile, a girl gets all fucking naked and she's gonna go for a swim, gets eaten by a great white shark. Anyway, there are no real sharks in Brighton. That's not what's gonna happen to you. what's gonna happen to you is there's gonna be a big ass fucking horrible current, and you're gonna get fucking taken out towards France, but you're not gonna make it to France. You're gonna drown. So that's what ends up happening. Cuba Varadero Beach was beautiful. That's actually where my grandmother's from. My grandmother was originally from Varadero. That's her beach. Not her beach specifically, but that's where her family is from. And she was from there. She was born there. And my family's still there, actually. Now I'm curious to know who has the drunkest pop. British people, I think they drink the most. Actually, I believe I looked this up. Like they have more out. No, the Irish. Sorry, stereotypes again. But based off truth, the Irish I think beat everybody, and I think the British are number two. Um, I'm not sure about the Russians. I know that they take back their vodka. Apparently, after World War II ended, they drank so much vodka, like the country actually ran out of it. So, be proud. Russians are the scariest of the white people. If you guys ever met Russian people, like they're great because they're like fearless and kind of nuts. Not always. I'm again stereotyping, but all the Russians I've met are like borderline psycho, but also insanely entertaining. So like if you go out with a Russian, like one night if you like Russian friends and you go out with them, like whatever it will be, you'll come back with like some insane story. Apparently, the Czech Republic consumes more beer per capita than any other country in the world. Okay. Don't ever try to outdrink a Russian. My liver took months to forgive me. Yeah, I'm sure it's fucking true. I would never try to do that. You know, I've known too many Russians. I know quite a few Russian friends, and they were all kind of nuts. One of them I remember he like he was like he rented a car. He rented a car with like a fucking fake driver's license. I don't know how he did it because he fucking didn't have a driver's license because he just didn't bother. So he rented a fake car. The guy was like he was actually a Swiss citizen, but his parents were Russian, and he had the Russian in him. Like you can't it doesn't wash off. Anyway, he's like he was always a little nuts, but somehow he convinced us to get into his rented car, which we did not realize he didn't have a fucking license for. And we were going to a restaurant. As we were going to a restaurant, like he just takes all the reds and he's just like, I don't care, fuck it. Yeah, and we're like all screaming in the back of the car. Ah! That guy was funny. You could actually like that guy was a professional poker player who was quite famous. Crazy motherfucker. Oh man, he has a trick where he would bribe the waitresses. So when he's in tournaments, he bribes the waitresses before the tournament starts and tells them, I'm going to order vodka, but don't bring me vodka, give me water. So the reason he does that is that he starts playing and he pretends to take these shots of vodka while he's playing poker. And so the other players all think he's drunk, but he's not fucking drunk. He's drinking water. So that's why he's playing sober, but nobody knows that. I almost died every time I had to cross the street when I was in Russia. Yeah, I mean, I would love to visit Russia. I haven't gone to Russia. The closest I've gone to Russia is Latvia. What about Ukrainians? Aren't they the same? I don't know. I have like a couple Ukrainian friends, but they're mostly women, and women are like they can also be crazy too. Man, a Russian woman though will like beat the fuck out of you. Like, not me particularly. I've never crossed one. I mean, if I did, I'm sure they would. But like, uh, they're like fighty people. They live in that cold fucking tundra. You know, to live through that shit, you have to be like. And if you live through the Soviet Union, there's like you got to be fucking tough for that shit. All right, there's a bit of toughness to these people, so no wonder they're all a little crazy. But they're strong people, man. Also, they made vodka, so what can you say about that? Now I have my reading glasses on. I meant to say Nito when hearing your relatives are from Varadero. Yep, that's where they're from. My abuelo's from Santa Clara, and my grandmother was from Varadero. Alright, guys. I think it's time to say goodbye. Oh, I'm gonna get fucking demonetized on YouTube for that. That's copywritten, isn't it? Is it? I have no idea. I studied abroad in St. Petersburg 2 years ago. That was a tough period. Batshit crazy. Alright, I'll say one last story about Russia. So I used to date this Japanese dude. I dated a couple, but the one that is not a piece of shit, the one I'm still friends with, dated this guy. But I always remember he was really serious and really quiet. And he always thought I was crazy and over passionate because I'm Hispanic. But then the fucker moves to Russia, thinking like, and when he moved to Russia, I was like, are you fucking serious? You're always complaining about how I yell at everything, and you think I'm like way too crazy. Hey, uh, you caught me in my last story, RT Godson. So anyway, he moves to Russia, and he gets like yelled at by his landlady in Russian. Like he has all these insane stories of like people just like spit on him because they think he's Chinese and he's stealing their jobs. It was nuts. And so like I think that was a huge culture shock for him. So I mean I had to laugh about it because he was always making fun of me in Japan, like oh I was culture shocked and all that shit. So funny when the shoe's on the other foot, isn't it, mate? All right, guys, I think it's time to call it quits for the evening. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to do this again someday. And by someday, I mean hopefully not in the next few months, and hopefully in the next few weeks. Ta-ta for now, children. Let me see if I can finally get the dog out. Bye-bye! Where's the off button here?